I meant to make myself a tinfoil hat for tonight because shit's getting crazy. And I was talking to
you have to with this administration. You have to just go conspiracy land because look at how many people are involved with Epstein. You have to.
I was talking to Jennie before the show. And y'all know I keep notes. And here's the first grand tableau I ever did on my channel. April 11th, 2019. You see?
When Trump was president, and it's on Trump, right?
Uh-huh. April 11th, 2019. I did this like in 5, 6, 7 parts. I don't remember. But I do remember this column right here, the second column, and this that's highlighted. And I was telling Jennie, I was like, I screwed up because I had assigned the dog to Trump, or to Trump Jr., Sniffy Pants. It turned out, and I said that they were getting arrested at an airport, blah, 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 blah. That person's in danger, yada, yada. Well, it turned out to be Epstein, and I screwed up because I didn't take into account the distance between where the dog was in the grand tableau and where man was in the grand tableau, which is Trump. Because they were so far away, it would show a friendship that has distanced over time. Not just physically, but also there's not really a friendship there.
And he was arrested in July of 2019 and
arrested at the airport, like I said, and danger coming to this person. But I have talked to Jennie about this over the years. It didn't show him. It shows an ambulance.
Unalived.
It shows an ambulance because it's the tree in the house of ship. Tree, health, ship, vehicle, something that moves you. An ambulance. It doesn't show him because the coffin's all the way over in the house of Moon. The tower's in the house of Dog, but the clouds is nowhere near it, which would be death. And then the corners, we just looked at them today before the show, and it's Scythe in the house of Rider, Anchor in the house of Coffin in the house of Moon, and then Bear in the house of Ring. The goal is to make this person go away. Say that they're dead. Bring an end to their fame for the executive. But that person don't show that they're
unalive, but they made him go away.
Mm-hmm. So I'm turning into a conspiracy theorist. Like I said, I almost brought out a
show him that picture you sent me, Becca. Show him the picture that was taken in Israel, supposedly, and you could see like the writing on the street sign, that it's like Hebrew or something.
This shit is it's fucking crazy, man. Like, but I think I have another one that's not. No, that's the only one I have.
All his connections to Israel and Putin, like he was managing some of Putin's wealth and stuff.
And I was talking to Stephanie, if you're in the chat, hi. We've been sending videos to each other back and forth on TikTok. And I was telling her, I was like, girl, it's crazy. Everybody's over here talking about, Russia. Nobody's talking about the big blue and white elephant in the room, because it's all over the place in those files, so I don't know. I have a lot of questions. And then it came out today. It came out today that there was a DOJ document memo of Jeffrey Epstein announcing that he was the day before he was
written the day before.
They wrote that shit the day before. So do they have Walter Mercado or some other person with the long eye working for them? Because like, how did you come up with a whole DOJ memo about the death of one of your most high profile people the day before? That high profile person.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy.
Yeah, writing a memo the day before, and it said, because I was listening to Aaron Parnas, it said like Friday, August 8th. So like, okay, you might have got the date wrong on the memo, but you didn't get the day of the week wrong and the date wrong. No, you wrote it the day before he died on the 9th or whatever.
Yeah.
Or he died on the 10th. They had, the 9th. So
that's crazy. The whole thing is just, this whole thing is so, dude, I just want to go back to when life was boring. So.
I love some of these rich and wealthy and famous people that have turned up in the Epstein report, trying to do these, press releases like, yes, I knew him, but I didn't know, yes, you knew. He'd already been locked up in, 2008 or whatever that was. He got, the in and out of jail sweetheart deal where he got to go home every day, or
he only had to go to the county prison on the weekends to have a sleepover. And then they had signed that plea deal where the DOJ and prosecutors weren't going to prosecute him or Ghislaine, because Ghislaine tried to use that to get out of her sentence. That the government had agreed to not prosecute either one of them. I mean, it's just, the whole thing is so effed up that it's. Anyways, how you guys doing?
Well, thank you to everybody last week for all the super chats for my plumbing issue. That was greatly appreciated. Tomorrow they're going to be testing for asbestos because of the age of my house. But my house was built in 1862. I was just Googling when was asbestos used as insulation, like for pipes and things in houses. They didn't use it in the U.S. for the first time until 1866. So I doubt if there's asbestos in the house. But they can't go up into the ceiling and stuff to the pipe and stuff till they do an asbestos test on it. It's like on and on and on. And then every time anybody comes over to look at anything and take pictures and all that, I got to herd the cats upstairs and close them up in a bedroom because little Lucy likes to help. What you doing? Can I help? You need a little paw in there helping you?
Mm-mm.
She likes for the repair guys to pay attention to her.
That's cute. She has to go say hi.
She's not shy. The others, they'll look from a distance. They're like, "What's going on?" They're a little more chicken and skittish. But Lucy's like, "Hello, hello. Did you pet me first before you went into my cellar?"
Cool. What about you, Johnny? How you doing? You're all fancy with your fancy shirt. I see you over there playing with fire.
My wick is falling. I got a lit wick. I'm fine. It's fantastic. It's rainy and gloomy and cold and perfect.
Send that over here because it's been nothing but sunshine and rainbows, and I'm sick of that shit. For real. I thought about you the other day when Mitch McConnell is in the when the news came out that he was in the hospital. I'm like, oh, John's going to be so happy.
It's one of those, if let's say you were a child and innocence has not been beaten out of you by society and life. And you hear something in the chimney and you think, ooh, is that Santa Claus? But it could be a burglar, someone to come and kill your whole family. So I was sitting with kind of bated breath to where he's in the hospital, but is he going to get out? And so I was excited, but not elated.
Well, he hasn't been released yet, and he's been there since Friday.
I mean, hopefully he gets pneumonia like most people do when they're in the hospital for a long time. And
I think that's what put him in there was pneumonia.
well, hopefully he gets 2 types.
I had heard that he went in there with flu-like symptoms.
Flu-like symptoms. Yeah.
That's what I had heard, and I thought, oh, Johnie must be so happy right now.
I'm waiting. Is it Santa Claus or is it not?
Is it Christmas?
If it is, then
is it Christmas or is it April Fool's?
Yeah, psych. I'm okay.
He's got
I hate him. I really do.
The great leveler is outside his door, just waiting for him to go back to the mud. That's all I'm going to say. And the world will rejoice.
I'll bring them a flower when they die. Then I'll bring you a flower.
A flower? That's too generous. I was thinking more like poison ivy or something.
Well, when they die, I'll bring them. I'm going to throw them away anyway. So give the trash some trash.
Little JD Vance went over to the Olympics, and when they
booed.
put him on the big screen with OSHA as the U.S. team was walking in, the crowd booed. It's no wonder Trump doesn't want to go to the Super Bowl.
Yep. Peanuts watching the Super Bowl. So,
well, if I may say, if anyone would like to schedule a reading with me, I have openings in March. JenLynTarot.com.
Yeah, I got nothing.
My class starts in March 1st, March something. I don't know. The first Sunday in March. If you want to sign up for the beginner's tarot class, just email me to reserving your spot. Email me, tarotprincess@gmail.com.
Oh, big shout out and thank you to clients who have let me rearrange their appointment time because of somebody being in my house having to take pictures of plumbing issues. So thank you so much to those that have bared with me through all this and let me move your time a little bit.
Yeah.
Are y'all getting any rain at least in California, or is it just sun?
No, sunshine and rainbows. God damn it! I'm sick of it. I am so sick of it. Like, my FYP, Johnie, my FYP on TikTok has been nothing but videos of Scotland, and I'm like, I would give my left boob right now to pack up my bags, grab my dog, and just say F it and move to Scotland. Miserable weather, check. Everything is green, check. Not a lot of people, check. Cute little moo cows, check. Like, I'm just like, can I just go? They're not crazy over there. They're freaking insane over here, like, but.
I'd say go to Oregon, but they're a little teensy piece of crazy in there.
I just don't, I'm at the point now where I'm so sick of this fucking country and the shit that, you know what I mean? Like.
I do know what you mean.
And I've seen the Epstein's files and the chaos it has caused abroad and actual people in government doing something about it. Meanwhile, over here, you got a bunch of perverts circling the wagons to protect a fucking criminal pedophile and his bandit. And then on top
not even an alleged one, a proven one.
A proven one. And then on top of it, everybody in his freaking cabinet and his administration are also in the files. It's one big, huge, organized crime spree, and nothing's going to happen. Nothing.
Even Turning Point USA with their little Kid Rock concert that they're going to run during Bad Buddy.
Well, they canceled it. They canceled it.
Well, they should because nobody's going to tune in.
Everybody pulled out. Everybody pulled out.
I just Kid Rock in his lyrics talks about underage girls and it should be mandatory. He's a freaking pedophile.
Let me tell you something about Kid Rock. Kid Rock looks like that guy that is your stereotypical trailer park trash. And I'm not saying living in a trailer is bad. Okay, I'm not. But I'm saying the stereotype of trailer park trash that hasn't paid child support in 15 years, but is banging the 12-year-old from across the street.
Young ladies, I like them underage. See some say that's statutory, but I say that's mandatory. That's his lyrics.
That's his lyrics.
And everybody pulled out. I think Creed was supposed to be there. They pulled out, like a bunch of people pulled out. I'm like, y'all can call Lara Trump right now. Y'all can. I'm sure she's got availability.
Thank you, SW. Green Day did the party before last night, and they were shouting out Trump and ICE and everything, and the Epstein files and everything else at their concert. I'm sure Bad Bunny's going to mention some stuff, but the women, the victims, have a commercial running during the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, saying release all the files. Massey said he's going to go on the Senate floor and just start naming the names, because they're going to get to go see the files at DOJ. They can't unredacted, but they can't take pictures or anything. Now, Becca and I were talking beforehand, like they probably manipulated some stuff in there to.
And I got a whole story about that. I have a whole story about that when you guys have a minute, because it's kind of long-winded.
But Massey at a GOP town hall thing, Trump sicked his goons on him and had him rip the mic away from him because he's going to start naming names. It's like, good.
And it's fucking sad that everybody abroad, they just raided somebody's house the other day in London. I think it was yesterday.
Spain, the UK, and France are all three investigating Epstein. Well, France should have done it a long time ago, because they had, what was the guy in the modeling agency that died from self-hanging in prison there, that's connected to Epstein and all the modeling agencies, that he passed away just a few years ago, around the same time as right before Epstein, I think. Epstein had a house in Paris. So,
And on a separate note, they just raided Elon Musk's Twitter offices. But now we know, even though he said he wasn't in the files, we saw what a little bitch he is, begging to get an invitation
to go to the island,
to go to the party.
And he allowed Grok. The whole reason they raided his ex offices in France was because he was allowing Grok to create AI child porn.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're a freaking pedophile.
And he posted something on Twitter. I don't go on Twitter because of him. I said, F this, and I got off of Twitter.
I'll say allegedly.
He posted something, and the French government came back and said, making fun of child sexual abuse may be good political theater for you over there, but it's a crime over here. And something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing what France said, but they raided his offices, the Twitter offices. We see in the files that he was begging to get in. They were all buddies with the other piece of shit, the Palantir guy. What's his name?
Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel. And I was talking to Johnie the week before last that I had remembered Palantir, not just his company for mass surveillance, but where that name comes from specifically is from the Lord of the Rings. And Palantir is like this crystal ball thing that the bad wizard uses to mass surveillance and mass spy on everybody. I'm like, he knows he's fucking evil. He knows it. Like, why would you name something mass surveillance after the biggest freaking villain in all known literature? Really, So, but I was telling Jen, you weren't here for this part of the conversation, Johnie, but I was telling Jennie that I think it's two people made a website called J, so like the letter J, jmail.world. When you go there, it's got all the Epstein files, but it looks just like your Gmail inbox. So everything is organized. You can just go click through like you're reading your email. And it's called jmail.com. And I was going through some of the emails and I found stuff in there that I was like, this is just too freaking absurd to be real. And I was telling Jenny, I was like, I came across an email where Jeffrey is talking to somebody whose name is redacted. You can't see who he's talking to. And they're talking about 3 former presidents that gang raped a man and chopped off his feet and tortured him. And I read that and I was like, this is insane. Like, what the hell? You know? And I kept thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute. That's in this book. So it made me wonder. I'm like, we know that Trump had over 1,000 FBI agents combing through files to take his name out and everything else. Tamper with evidence, basically. Who's to say that they weren't under orders also to poison the well, make shit up, throw shit in there that's so bizarre that if you start talking about it, you're going to sound... This book I do not recommend if you are
squeamish,
sensitive, squeamish, a crap ton of pedophilia, cannibalism, torture, BDSM, the likes of which you've never read. Scat, if you know what that is. It's the Marquis de Sade. It's old. This was like, I think it was written in the late 17th century. And it's the 120 Days of Sodom. If you don't have a hard stomach, don't read that. That's the only warning you're going to get. But yeah, I was reading that stuff and I was like, I think that they have purposefully planted stuff in these files that are absolutely fake. And then we found out that QAnon, the whole Pizzagate thing, was made by Epstein and Steve Bannon.
Yeah.
And that Ghislaine Maxwell was one of the moderators on one of the 4chans. Just making shit up.
As the women's lawyer, the victims' lawyers have said, it shows everywhere where they called into the hotline that was created to report things. And that was done, I think, by Berman when he was in the Southern District of New York to set up a hotline. So it shows all these reports. And then there's like garbage out here to the side, like, oh, known shoplifter or something, like dissing the girls. But what's missing are the 302 reports, which is where they set a time, they sat them down, they took a deposition from them, they interviewed them, they write down all the facts or all the comments, and the 302s are missing. So they're trying to disprove the women by not having the 302s in there and putting these little flighty comments out to the side.
And I'm telling you, they have poisoned that well. They have poisoned it under the direction of Trump, which is tampering with evidence. You know what I mean? So,
and nobody's following the money yet. Because I guarantee, like, you know, they've frozen Epstein's estate here in the U.S. until things are settled with the victims. But he had money all over the world. You know, he had money offshore all over the place.
Yeah. The whole thing is one huge fever dream. It's crazy, you know.
And there's so many emails with his brother, who supposedly had the second autopsy done because he didn't believe his brother was unalived himself. Had the second autopsy done with pictures of like where the bones were broken in his neck, and that you can't do that by, you know, how they said he passed. But at the same time, all these emails, you know, asking about doctors for the girls in New York and all these other, like, he knew what was going on. He knew what his brother was doing. He probably was doing some too. And all this subterfuge about the second coroner's report, was it just bullshit?
I
to
just,
cover up.
and we're supposed to be over here thinking that there's no such thing as a two-tier justice system. Actually, there's a three-tier justice system. The one for us at the bottom, middle class and poor, the ones for the rich, and then for the ones that are operating above the law. That it at this point, I'm sitting here looking at these Epstein files, and the asshole over at DOJ or FBI or whatever came out and said we're not indicting anybody. So you might as well stick your dick in my face and tell me what are you going to do, because we're not going to do anything.
Take it all the way to the Supreme Court. John Roberts flew on Epstein's plane multiple times. Clarence Thomas is in the files.
Yep.
Brett Kavanaugh, we still don't know who paid off all his debts, right?
I bet you
is a known female abuser,
because there's emails with Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein talking about how they're going to put what's his face on the court.
And don't forget about Kennedy, whose son worked at Deutsche Bank and helped Trump get his loans and stuff. And then Kennedy's forced out to make room for Brett Kavanaugh. So, the entanglement with our Supreme Court on the Epstein files is, and all of this regime is just insane.
We'll get to the cards when we get to the cards. You don't need to tell us what to do. But I mean, it's crazy to me. It's like it's a fever dream. You know what I mean? And the guy from the DOJ coming out and saying we're not going to do anything. So we went from the files don't exist to they're a Democratic hoax. Actually, no, the files are on Pam Bondi's desk, to they don't exist, to they're a Democratic hoax, to the files do exist, but Trump's not in them, to Trump being in the files 11,000 times, to the files are up, but we're not going to do anything. Did I miss anything on the way there? It's like.
And then not following the law, which is they were supposed to only redact the victims' names. No other names were to be redacted.
It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. So I don't even know where to start with that, because.
Well, let's start with that memo announcing Epstein's death, written the day before.
But what about it, though? Because the memo that was leaked, they wrote it the day before he died. So.
Right. So did they know that? Well, obviously they knew it was coming.
Yeah, they knew, because it was dated for the day before. Let's ask this. Did they plant false records into the Epstein files?
That's it. Look at all the list of all the countries that are investigating: Australia, Norway, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland. It's more than the three I named. They plant false information in the files.
Is Ricky Martin singing right now? I remember him back in the day when he used to be on Menudo when I was little. I used to love Menudo.
What you getting, Johnny?
Yes, 7 of Wands, Queen of Cups, system of support for defense. the hermit, and not just that, but there's also red herrings or false reports on finances too, because they got the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords would be your scheme, and the Nine of Pentacles would be about very, very, very large sums of money sort of clumped in all at once. And there's red herrings or things that you're supposed to look at this and not that with that too. So there's false information and false flags everywhere, pretty much.
So to distract, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I get it at the direction of the White House. It's like it's in the messages, some of the emails and some of the notes and messages to try to discredit the women, throw the balance off them. But they have corrupted these files. There's, gaslighting and looking at it differently, like making it appear as something else. And it's a scheme. They have changed the files at the direction of the White House. Lots of changes, lots of blocking and protecting different oligarchs. And like anyone Trump felt vengeful about. So there may be some lies about, somebody he didn't like. Throw their name in the Epstein files.
I got a yes. It was manipulated to cause a lot of suffering and anxiety, but also to take away from one person. So that's a yes. So my next question is, I just can't believe that there are FBI agents that are just following orders and clearly committing felonies in the name of a man whose brain is Swiss cheese.
A pedophile poopy pants.
So
does somebody have the original files?
No, I'm not saying the original. Did someone preserve? Because that's record keeping.
Yes.
So
preserve with integrity the original files.
Not only are you now tampering with evidence, but you're breaking all sorts of laws in regards to record keeping too. Do you see what I'm saying? So can we ask if anyone has preserved
records, original records, untampered records? I get it. Yes, there's a small group. It's like 2 or 3 people.
Did you get 3 of Cups?
Yep. Or three of Pentacles.
3 of Pentacles.
Working together in collaboration. Victory on that because they knew they were under attack. So there's a complete set of records because they didn't like what was going on. So they took an action. There's a complete set of records. This delusion, all this, it's like they moved some records somewhere in Suncard. They've got them and they will be revealed eventually.
Yes, one of them's a lawyer too, I believe. And this is also passed around in the past. And so this is actually even a long time ago that these things were passed around. But yeah, I believe so.
I get a yes because there's an abundance of treachery and manipulation. So the originals are still there. I get that there's a large group of people that
know,
and a large group of people that are probably playing both sides. not playing both sides like in a bad way, but like playing Bondi and Trump and everybody else, but going against it, but making it look like. Do you see what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I got an abundance of treachery and manipulation. So it appears that Trump is crapping his pants that foreign nations are going to start doing their own investigations because people have been getting raided, people are losing their jobs, governments are asking certain people to step down, blah, 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 blah. Are they going to release the names that Trump has redacted?
Can you imagine? You spend all this time covering up. You can't control what. All you can do is try to threaten them with a tariff or something. You can't control nothing they investigate.
He's going to go over there. I'm going to bomb you. Nothing says I'm innocent more than what he's, you know.
I think so, but I think it's more so as a result of an investigation, more so than like a whistleblower typey thing, where they're not like trying to throw names out there just because we want to be selected. That's what I did.
They're not playing tonight, Johnny. They're not playing tonight.
I think yes. Here's your attempt to cover up, but you kind of have to take it with the Four of Cups because the Four of Cups is something that's a part of your life, whether you like it or not. And so,
and here's your chance, Greenland. Here's your chance to give two big fuck yous to Trump and be like, look, his name is all over these 8 million files. Okay.
Yeah, Four of Cups, trying to cover it up, but the sun is gonna come out and illuminate everybody that's blocked, redacted. There's a group working on this victory, and I'm getting it'll come out pretty quick. So like maybe within less than 8 weeks. And that's going to trap our dear leader, which is going to piss him off. There's his image is going to, like we already know, but his image is going to be seen as more of a bully to these victims. So yeah, they're gonna get into the details here and show the strength of the oligarchy and the people with the money and this whole lifestyle. They will move into action on them. Thank you, Roberta.
Thank you, Roberta. They could not be more clear. Here's a report. Mail, results, tests. There is the government, official, bureaucracy, ambition, the law, isolation, abuse, and sex. Yeah. You're going to get a whole list of everybody in positions of government. This tower right here is not only government and isolation, but this is the card of ambition. Ambitious people at the very top of society that are on the list for sex and abuse. So, and this is, are we finally going to realize that perhaps upholding an economic system that allows people to hoard this amount of wealth to do this horrendous shit is not a good idea? Because guess what? We wouldn't have millionaires and billionaires doing this shit if we actually taxed the shit out of them to where they couldn't be doing this sort of shit.
Doing it and getting away with it, because poor people do horrible things too, but they get caught and arrested and put in jail and all those types of things, not put in the presidency.
Nope.
Trickle down economics only means they don't want to pay us anything.
It's an exploitation.
They're living these lifestyles. Like there are wealthy people that are nice people.
I know.
But there are just abhorrent people. I'd like to know.
I wasn't done with my questions yet, though. But okay. Go ahead.
I'd like to know if these guys are connected to the Bohemian Club north of San Francisco, which still exists, which is male only. Clarence Thomas has been there. John Roberts has been there. Your little heritage guy has been there. On and on and on. Like all these oligarchs go to the Bohemian Club. And it's always secret. You can't see what they're doing there. Are they... Because there was one email, Epstein referenced the Bohemian Club group, the Bohemian Grove group.
There you go.
Connections, right?
I have a card to fall out. Want to see it?
Yeah.
What else? Romance. Knight of Cups.
Their form of romance.
8 of Wands. Communications. 2 of Wands. Yeah. There's a fee, though.
Yeah, you have to pay to belong to Bohemian Grove.
Well, there you go.
It's $25,000 plus annual dues that are really high. $25,000 initial application fee, and annual dues is higher than that. So it's the elite that are in Bohemian Grove.
I got a Safeway card for free.
Yeah, a lot of them are going to have to be put in defense mode there because they definitely, there may be some unaliving of people there. That's all I'm going to do.
So, Trump, in an effort to deflect from the fallout of the Epstein files, decided to go with his good old red meat, bring the Clintons in. And that moron, Elmer Fudd, in the House was going to bring the Clintons in. And I'm not a fan of the Clintons. Let me just put it out there. But I will give them props for both of them saying, oh, you want to do this? We're going to do it in front of the cameras. And then the orange buffoon with a dead possum on his head decided to, no, I like Bill. Well, what do you like about Bill? Well, he said I was nice. He really likes me. And the way he answered the question,
likes people that like him.
The way he answered that question was textbook narcissist, me. Couldn't name a damn thing Bill Clinton did other than he liked me. He liked me.
Oh, so he's on his side now.
He probably doesn't even remember he was president at one time. He's so stupid.
And Johnny, to Johnny's point, oh, I like Bill. It's a shame that they're doing this. And now he's trying to freaking backpedal because let me tell you, I do not like the Clintons. I don't like the Clintons. I don't like them. But yeah, bring it out in front of everybody because they're going to say shit that he don't want to hear. So I guess Elmer Fudd over there in the House is trying to backpedal now.
Elmer Fudd.
Like Elmer
Orange Elmer Fudd.
What's his name?
Orange Elmer Fudd.
The guy that's running the committee, he looks just like Elmer Fudd. Comer, yeah. So Comer Fudd.
Comer Fudd.
So are they going to testify in public?
The Clintons.
So, because I didn't see this part, Donald Trump is saying it's a shame what they're doing to the Clintons now.
Yeah. Yes.
What about Crooked Hillary? He's on her side too. I'm
old enough to remember when his whole campaign was lock her up.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have dementia, but I don't.
I forgot about that.
I can rewind the tape. It was a thing for a whole 4 years.
Now, I like you now. Don't say anything bad about me. You like me too.
It's, with like the Renee Good and the Pretty. He said that he was more torn up about Renee Good because her parents were Trump supporters.
Johnny,
It's
Johnny,
just, everything is about you.
Thank you,
That-
Rose and Courtney.
thank you, Rose and Courtney. That's textbook narcissism, though. When he had his whole assassination attempt at his rally and that lady lost her husband and the kids lost their dad, he didn't even bother to pick up the phone. Couldn't be bothered to pick up the phone.
Because it's again, I mean, he's been in our lives for way too long, but it's still, it's such a blunt impact for me because I didn't grow up with a narcissist. So that's not a thing that I can attach a whole lot of example to.
Yeah.
It's
And what's sad about the whole thing, Johnny, is that he's not even sophisticated.
no.
He's a moron's
Tacky,
idea of a
gaudy.
smart person. And he's
Yeah.
fucking dumb.
Shutting down the Kennedy Center so he can tacky it up with a bunch of gold.
And then
Plastic.
everybody pulled out of the fucking Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, go fix it. And now he closed it down for renovations or whatever
For two-
instead of
for
saying
2 years.
everything I touched.
Without congressional approval.
And who's going to pay for it to be open or to be sitting there for 2 years?
So will the Clintons testify publicly?
Well, my tower fell out. The tower is public. I could have got the world or the judgment, excuse me, for public, which, oh, there's the judgment. But if you get the tower, it's more of an impact because this is stuff you don't want to hear, you don't want to see. This is boom, blam in your face. So if this goes through, that's going, I said this before, this is a bad idea. You picked the wrong two people to try to pick on because all of the rest of you is like a domino effect.
But it's the red meat that he's always thrown to his base while he's fleecing them.
Yeah,
Lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. I'm taking all your money.
yeah.
Victory in the yes card, son. Yes. Yes.
Bad
I
idea.
get a yes, but maybe not in front of a committee. Not in front of a committee, I don't think. I get the stars, the crossroads, and the writer. I would not be surprised if they're just like, oh, you don't want us to do it in front of the committee? Fine, we'll just hold a press conference outside the hall on the stairs and
well-
tell everything.
The Democrats have been having some subcommittee meetings too, so maybe they'll say, okay, well, we'll televise one without the Republicans. Screw
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
So, huge upset in Louisiana yesterday in a special election. Like I think it was like a 30-something, 40-something point swing.
61 to 33 or 32, something crazy.
On top of that Texas one, that was a big blow.
And here's the thing. You read those emails and you start piecing it all together. That motherfucker didn't win in 2016. And you cannot tell me America is that fucking stupid to fall for his shit a second time. Because we saw him cozying up to Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and everybody else. That man has never done anything honestly in his whole entire miserable life.
Thank you, Joanne.
Will the release of all these files, along with other investigations, prove that he's not supposed to be there? Because I'm sorry, I can't. This usually happens. You know, you get a Republican in office that tends to run Democrat in midterms. You get a Democrat that tends to run. It happens. That's normal. But this much?
Every freaking election that's happened since he has gone blue. It's like,
But
hello.
like I said, I understand that this happens every midterm election, you know, but
not that big a swing.
not like this, you know. So that's the question I have.
So say the question again.
The release of all these Epstein files and all these other investigations that are going on, will it shed light or bring to question the legitimacy
Of 2026, because he's our 2024 election. Because
Mhm.
he's still talking about 2020 where he took the records.
Yeah, I hear you, Patrick. I hear you.
You know, my problem is, though, then what? They tell you he cheated, then what? They prove to you he cheated, then what? I get King of Cups, Six of Wands. Six of Wands is information emerges. King of Cups would be whatever kind of support system they have. The Page of Swords, it's also muddled with a bunch of misinformation too. So you have to fight that in the midst of trying to get real information. Well, was it rigged? Was the machine this? Was the that this? And the blah, blah, blah. There's a bunch of muddled information. The Eight of Swords, you also had to fight the cooperation part, because there's a lot of people who just want to sit on it and don't let it go nowhere, including Democrats. But there's a lot of people who want to sit on it or steal it, mind you, Pam Bondi. And then there's the King of Swords. The information is there. This is logic and data and statistics. You cannot mess this. This numbers say what they say. You're not going to mess with true data. But then what? But yes, there is information to be seen. But then what?
Thank you, KNOM. He told on himself just a little over a week ago, where he said, you know, we rigged the election. He said it again just in Iowa.
I posted the video on my community page. He's like, we did it so good, I'm going to do it a third and fourth time.
Yep. And
So
so
now
no, you're not, because we'll go in there and haul your ass out.
Now you're admitting to what you did, and now you're admitting to what you're going to do. It's an admission. And people, and I'm so sick and tired of people saying, well, he didn't mean that. He meant 2020. He meant, no.
I don't care what he meant. He said it.
No. We have to stop making excuses for him. Oh, because he doesn't know what he's saying. Oh, because he's senile. How many times has he told you to your face that he's going to commit a crime, but you're, oh no, he's not. He meant this, and then he commits the crime he tells you he was going to commit. When he tells you something, believe him, especially when his frontal lobe is fucking shit right now, and he can just and the shit's just coming out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
he
make
needs a diaper at both ends for all the crap. There's some kind of new investigation that will, returning to Trump, like, he didn't win. He blocked votes, is what I'm getting. So whatever it is, it will show that Kamala should have won. She was the victor abundantly, but she had the most votes. And there's all this corruption and cover up and everything that's showing the manipulation. So there's some new investigation I'm getting that will show it.
News that something was changed by his friends or allies.
We're also on the Epstein list.
Oh my gosh, would you look at that?
Would you look at that? Would you look at that? And Trump's name is mentioned more times in the Epstein files than Jesus's name in the Bible. All you
Epstein is in the Trump files, as they say.
Yeah, it should be the Trump files.
I'm the way my jaw stayed in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know who's not in the Epstein files?
Obama.
Obama.
You know who else is not in the Epstein files? Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Who they
Joe
dropped
Biden.
all over the place. Who Marjorie Taylor Greene's over there showing his naked pictures on the House floor because he's
Stacey Rotten
a
Hell.
recovering drug addict. But you got no shit to say when John Jr.'s over there giving himself the gummies in broad daylight. Like, come on.
People said it, and then I don't look at them people, but I seen it, and I'm like, what?
Let me see what I got in this pocket.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Drug addicts. Drug addicts. Cokeheads.
Oh my God.
In broad daylight.
In front of the whole world.
Broad daylight on TV.
Great day in the morning.
Roll camera. Watch me.
Yeah.
That was
Exactly, lucky
bizarre.
girl. There's no trans people. in the Epstein files. There's no gays. There's 2 immigrants from South Africa that have made their billions off of our backs. They're in the Epstein files.
Jesus.
You know, but so anyways, any more questions on the Epstein files, or can we move along? Or
I would like to ask something about his brother. Did he?
I said, Jen, I hate that this shit's turning me to a conspiracy theorist, but I don't trust nothing anymore. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
He's got too many emails back and forth with Epstein, and Epstein's
had no
asking
idea.
him for doctors' names in New York and stuff. So what I'd like to know is, did he have the coroner's report that from the autopsy he had done? Did he have it falsified? Did he have it manipulated or falsified?
The brother or
Yeah.
Epstein? Oh.
The brother. On Epstein's second autopsy, because he said he didn't unalive himself, you know, and create all this talk, but he knew what his brother was. He was giving him doctors' names for getting medical treatment for people when they caught crap from Epstein and the other men.
Just kind of like they leaked, the oops, he died the day before. I get a hell yes, dude. An opportunity, a change, a risk. And it was, yeah. I don't believe that his brother had no idea what he was doing.
Okay.
Because
I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a fucking minute that he had
I
no
never
idea.
heard where he was buried. Did you hear anything? Like, was he cremated? Was he buried? Like, where's his body now?
Over in Israel somewhere.
The Mount of Olives or something. Oh, hell yes, he did. Hell yes, he manipulated it. Manipulated in a very detailed way.
I don't get an answer to that. I do believe wholeheartedly, based upon this, though, he knew exactly who he was. 3 of clubs, 3 of clubs, 3 of cups, party boy, lover's card, devil card, tower card, high priestess card, 6 of cups, ace of pentacles, justice, knight of cups, page of wands, queen. He knew exactly who he was. He knew exactly who Ghislaine was. And there's some other woman here too. Very famous, at least in their circle. She also knew who she was. Maybe that was somebody he was attached to. He knew who he was. I didn't get into the report, but he wasn't distant.
Just like Bill Gates' wife did that interview just recently when the emails came out that he was asking Jeffrey Epstein on what antibiotics to give his wife because he caught something from a girl. None of these women that were married to these powerful men were not clueless. They weren't clueless. I'm sorry. You just can't. I might be a little bit naive, but I ain't stupid. You know what I mean?
It's a lot like, you know, sometimes when I'm doing personal readings, it comes up that someone was sexually abused as a child. And a lot of times the mothers are totally aware that daddy or uncle or brother or somebody, you know, that somebody is abusing the daughter. And a lot of times they'll put the blame on the daughter as opposed to trying to stop it and protect their daughter. It's sick, but it happens. It's like,
so
I gotta ask this after the how the cards answered that question. Is Epstein dead? I gotta ask it. I know we've done it before, but I gotta look.
My mind is clouded on such a thing. I'm going to.
Is Epstein dead?
I'm gonna set this one out because I have that GT and I'm not.
Or did he escape to somewhere overseas?
I'll ask something other than tarot cards because let's see what this says. And my cards would say sure, but my mind says no. Izzy, one card.
If he's still alive, I would have to ask about the guy in France that died in jail too, supposedly.
Yeah, saw me shuffle, you seen me draw. This is called AWAS, right? And in this deck, there are two sets of these rune cards. And so what I do is I use this one upright, and then I use this one reversed, right? AWAS is the rune that means death, upright. It does not mean death, reversed. This is reversed. That's all I'll say.
I always felt he was dead and earthbound. I always felt like he did not cross over. My cards are saying he moved. He moved somewhere. Change of residence. And maybe that's why they put Ghislaine in a low security prison so she can join him one day. He may be stuck with family somewhere overseas, like in the world.
Just let her out. Let's stop pretending like we care about justice.
Yeah, just put a tracker on her.
I mean, the what's his face came out on TV and said, "That's it. We're done. We're not going to indict anybody." Just like trickle down in economics, piss on my face and tell me it's raining. You know. So I have a question. We saw from the Epstein files that the whole Pizzagate QAnon thing was a PSYOP operation by Jeffrey Epstein, Steve Bannon, and Ghislaine Maxwell.
As well as the whole QAnon.
They created QAnon.
Yeah.
Created QAnon. That was their PSYOPs. So what they did was they hit the truth with just enough craziness to sow political division. Okay. But what I find interesting that I can't help but wonder, during that whole QAnon thing, they're eating babies. There's a ring of elite pedophiles, and
it's kind of like they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, right?
Which we know is true. One person in particular stuck out to me, and that was Bill Gates. They targeted Bill Gates at the expense, not that at the direction of Q. Okay, whoever Q was, if it was Ghislaine Maxwell or Jeffrey Epstein or Steve Bannon, we don't know because it was all three of them running that operation on 4chan. Okay, they directed everything to Bill Gates. We know that Bill Gates is in the Epstein files, and he partook in assaulting children. What did they want from Bill Gates? Because that whole misdirection served two purposes. So political division, because Bill Gates was seen as a liberal, okay? And that way they had something to hold over his head. Do you see what I'm saying?
But at the same time, Bill Gates used to be the richest man in the world. Yeah. Elon comes in and gets buddy with Epstein. He probably wanted to take over his companies and stuff.
You know, I want to know what they were manipulating or blackmailing Bill Gates to do.
What they
just
wanted
from that whole entire psyops, because they threw out the red meat. They gave him a name, but they also held it over his head. So do you see how easy that was for us to do? We have everything on you. You better do this. So. So what were they blackmailing Bill Gates for?
I think, because again, I'm kind of going down conspiracy lane here.
Johnny, join the club, because I'm telling you, I'm about to have the world's biggest tinfoil hat ever. It's just...
Because this, from the people I'm connected to in that odd world, in Hollywood, this happens all the time, to where they ask you to do one thing, Doesn't seem so bad. So you do it. And then they ask you to do another thing. And the more things you do, it's kind of like Scientology, the more money you give. Thus, your level in that organization starts to rise. The moment you have a problem with what they ask you to do, they remind you of how on the hook you are and how easy it is to take you down. I get the Four of Wands, that would be your building or organization there. And then the King of Pentacles, someone pulling strings for some organization. Seven of Cups, smoke screen, also many options. And the Six of Pentacles, this is something you give and take, but something you also submit to. So they asked him to do something he didn't want to do, Two of Swords, and then the Ace of Cups. There is possibly people attached to whatever it was. I don't get young people, I just get people, period. But it was something he didn't want to do with the Temperance. And so we don't need you then. And you're easy to take down. Not only that, but you can be a massive distraction.
Yeah.
But I don't get exactly what it is. I can pull enough cards probably, but I think whatever it is, it involved people. Not children though, but people. And he didn't want to do it.
Well, what are your other deck cards on it, Johnny? Because I'm getting like bullying him for money and partnerships that he had globally, because he had some strong partnerships elsewhere in the world, and places that they were seeking to do business, and in particular Trump, that areas he wanted to move into. So yeah, Temperance, like in how they're trying to handle him, or how he's responding to them, pressuring him. Some of the things they said were lies, but not everything, right? Because I don't think the women lied about Bill Gates. I think some of the things they said about him were lies. But they wanted to get in with some organization that they, for whatever reason, didn't have access. So maybe it was through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation or something. He was doing something in a foreign country or something with somebody that they wanted to get in with. Maybe it's a country they wanted to traffic from.
Did you pull more cards, Johnny?
Well, this would be growth. Ingwas is like, this would be like, say, for instance, farming or something like you said in a foreign country, Jen. So where you're doing something with the land or trying to take over pieces of land, or using organizations with that Four Wands and the King of Pentacles to take over someone's land, but again, possibly a traffic from, because the Ace of Cups is people. So you want to grow, farm people. You want a population growth, but you want to do so kind of by force, if you will. Six of Pentacles, buy it up, buy a bunch of land, maybe in Africa, like they always do, and take from there. And there's something sinister about it that he did not want to do. Therefore, we don't need you then.
Y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Right in the middle.
Book, child, birds, key. That right there, a man has secrets, a man has knowledge about children. That's the center card of the read. Okay, so that's the focus. We're going to start talking, and there's going to be a whistleblower. You better come to the table and negotiate. They wanted access to securing alternatives in the in an institution, governments, and not just one government, several
other foreign governments.
They were probably looking to get him to help them manipulate all elections, not just here, because it ended with the key, access, answers.
So he was supposed to be their Elon.
Uh-huh. And I said, answers to what? And these are the three that I got to clarify the key. They're like, we have this over your head. You better help us make sure that we achieve what we want when it comes to elections and institutions, but not just here, because it's alternatives, options, and choices. So not just here in America, but abroad, which brings me to my next question. Elon Musk is being investigated in France for grok and all the pornographic crap. Other countries in the UK are starting to realize the dangers of social media ran by these fascist assholes and their threat to democracy. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Scotland or Ireland. One of those two was talking about banning social media. I know that in Australia they banned it for minors.
Yeah, anyone under 16.
There's discussions abroad of banning certain platforms because of how easily. And everybody that was talking shit about TikTok, I'm old enough to remember after the 2016 election that the only people that got drug in front of Congress was Mark Zuckerberg and Twitter. TikTok was nowhere in there because we saw that Mark Zuckerberg was working with Cambridge Analytica to spread misinformation. We saw the same thing happen out of Twitter. TikTok, it never happened. So I think foreign governments...
It was also involving Steve Bannon because he worked for Cambridge Analytica.
So I think foreign governments are starting to realize, oh, this is dangerous. Well, no shit. And why these ginormous tech companies are not utilities is beyond me, because you can't tell me Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are just letting us use a platform for no reason.
What was that guy in the UK, former intelligence, that released that report that was showing all of Russia's involvement? Remember that before Mueller?
Michael Steele?
Mm-hmm.
Steele, yeah. Christopher.
There's right. other governments that are looking at social medias and how they're impacting democracy. Because if you have enough money like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, we saw how easy the guy that just bought Twitter or TikTok, that first day after that deal went through, Jen, not only did they break TikTok, everything that I was seeing was like 3, 4, 5 months old, but you couldn't scroll. It was broken for like a whole day. And then everything after that, you couldn't say Israel. You couldn't say Trump. You couldn't say Epstein. It was community guideline violation, videos taken down. Like they were censoring until Gavin Newsom came out and said, okay, we're just going to investigate you and sue the living shit out of you for censorship, you know? And then it went back to normal. I'll say that very loosely. All
the bots on their
and that's another thing. We just saw those reports that came out a few months ago that all of Trump's support, they're all bots.
They're all bots on
bots. You know, so can we look at how other foreign governments are going to try to rein in social media to safeguard democracy abroad? Because we saw what it's done here, and we've seen it too abroad. Remember what country was it, Jen, where they overturned it because they saw that it was manipulated by Russia?
Romania,
yeah.
Where they knew the election had been messed with and they redid it.
Mm-hmm. So.
And I will say this too, for a slight credit or benefit or doubt or excuse or whatever we're trying to find, for governments, period, ours and others, this is a new territory for laws, social media. And so it has to catch up. But right now it's sort of stuck in the mud, a lot of them, to where they don't quite know what to do because it's everywhere and it's bigger than you think it is a lot of times. And so it's a kind of a new territory to try to slosh about in. But I do get the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands, which means there is something new coming up. But with the Two of Cups, you're going to have to work with other groups, not just put a law and say you can't use it. There's some sort of parameters and safeguards that have to be put in place. And in some extremes, you just have to get rid of some things, period. Three of Swords and the Four of Cups. people make money on Facebook. And so it would be kind of hard for some people, especially Facebook Marketplace and all those type of things. But Facebook is one of the biggest culprits of stealing information. And Mark Zuckerberg sat next to Vladimir Putin. Do you think they were exchanging lemon meringue recipes? It's like, no, he used him and his platform for his benefit. And so there are going to be some extremes, though. And this is where, again, it just kind of goes into some weird territory, because there's your authority, and the Ten of Swords means they're just going to try to destroy it altogether. Three of Swords and the Four of Cups, Ten of Swords and the Emperor means there's a middle ground, but right now we're not quite landing there. It's either you do nothing or you go extreme. And so I think they'll find a balance, but it's going to take a couple years to find that balance. But they are going to do something. Not here.
The ones that are betraying their governments are going to try to put structure around, because it's all murky subterfuge. So there will be new guidance I get put around, like surprising, to constrict what is allowed in social media. Victory on that. And they're going to be, I think, working together with the other leaders too, to try to stop all the lies and all the imaging things. So AI and everything, they know they're corrupt. They know all these vehicles are corrupt. So they're going to be partnering together in different companies. So or countries like NATO getting together and saying, here's what we're going to do. What do y'all do? You know, what are your ideas? So I'm getting talking between countries to figure it out.
And to Jennie and Johnny's point, these tech companies this is just my opinion, billionaires should not have them. Because as we've seen for the last 10 years, these sons of bitches are only concerned about themselves. To hell with what they're doing to society. So long as we keep making money off the backs of the people that are giving us the money. So what if we break the social contract? We're still getting money. So what if we're flooding the zone with misinformation and bots and having and persuading and steering and manipulating to get a certain outcome that we want? Nobody's going to see us because we're doing it behind closed doors. It impacts us, regular people. They get to go back to their $35 million home or go live in a bunker after they destroyed everything. And we're stuck left holding the bag, you know? So I get the child, the mice, the ring, the tree, the anchor. I think that they're going to take away access from children or new accounts. I think that there's going to be stricter laws or something that is solid that you can achieve. Like if you can prove criminal conspiracy, like you're doing this willingly, you're flooding the zone with bots because you want this person to win. Like when Elon Musk took over Twitter, sent a bunch of bots talking shit about Kamala Harris, sent a bunch of bots making Trump sound like he was the second coming of Jesus Christ, you know? So stricter laws to be able to, even if they're small, for criminal conspiracy. But I get that it takes about a year to 2 years for a resolution to be found. And from there it grows on how they're going to rein this in. I personally think it should be a utility company, public utilities, well, you know?
And don't just fine them because these MFers have the money of God. Start jailing them. Start jailing some CEOs and owners of these companies.
And we've had this conversation a million times. Like when the big banks caused the housing crash, when they steal money and poison environments and leave the taxpayers. Oh, there's $185 million fine. When they made $250 billion, that's like so it's easier to commit the crime and pay a penance than it is to not do it. There's no incentive.
Because then you can't erase the effects of the crime either.
There's more incentive to do it and pay a small fine to them than it is to not do it. There's no deterrent.
When you have people like Jeff Bezos that spent $50 million on his wedding doing layoffs at Amazon, Come on. You didn't need
I
to
just
lay
saw-
one person off.
I just saw that because Trump and all them are not reporting anything, just like COVID. If we don't report it, nobody knows, and we can just make shit up. I just saw something the other day that was saying 1.5 million jobs lost. 1.5 million jobs lost. And I'm supposed to believe that I didn't just pay $20-something for a can of the bad coffee when it used to be $14. It's up to $20 now. And we're not under inflation. The tariffs are working wonderfully. You know what? You got to be a special kind of stupid. But anyways,
Yes.
Melania Trump and her movie.
I just saw a cartoon that had Melania at a movie theater here or root canal here, and the line was at the root canal.
They should have titled it. They should have titled that movie instead of Melania. They should have titled it something more like, like Pretty Woman, like from Slovenian whore to First Lady, like something like that.
Thank you, Esso.
They should have called it Spider-Man and tricked everybody. Is what they should have.
Right?
I can't believe, like, in her bio, they still list her as a supermodel. She was never a supermodel. She was never a Naomi Campbell.
Girl.
She was a pornographic Epstein girl. She was never, ever a supermodel runway girl.
It just came out that Peanut screaming in there. So I'm thinking the Seahawks scored or something. I don't know. It just came out. I just saw it that military officials are making their enlisted members go watch the movie. I'll tell you what. I never, when I was in uniform, never did they play with me like that. Never did they.
There was a report that Bezos or whoever connected to them were paying people too and put in an ad to saying, come watch the movie.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that for the Avengers. You didn't have to do that for Gone with the Wind. You didn't.
Gone with the Wind. If you saw the old one, it's so ridiculous, Johnny, because the little girl's riding on the horse and she falls off, but it looks like they straight up took like a doll and just tossed it. That's the only part of the movie I like. You see this doll flying through the air?
I saw a little clip from Melania that somebody played in a video where she's talking to Trump on the phone and she's like, "Oh, congratulations, sweetheart." And he's like, "Yeah, did you see it?" "No, I haven't watched it." She doesn't give a shit what he's doing.
Yeah, so the reports are saying that the military high-ups are making the enlisted members go watch the movie.
See, here's the thing. Make
Fucking
everybody go see it. It still sucks. The jury is out on this one. Like
if you could give it a -10, I would. Nobody cares about you. Nobody likes you. Nobody cares about you. And it was a vanity.
Nobody wants to watch your privileged life when we're struggling to buy our eggs.
I mean, and there's another thing. MAGA didn't even go see it.
Yeah, MAGA didn't go. He does not have that many followers anymore.
Not just anymore. They were never there. It was one big bot farm. And that's why do you think he moved his inauguration indoors? Because bots have a hard way of not being able to show up in real life. They only exist on the internet.
Like when he did his Simpson escalator thing, all of those people were paid actors just to be there for his announcement. He has no friends.
The squeaky parade. You guys remember that?
The ad for WD-40? Yes.
Because he commandeered that.
Starting in the Oval Office this week was loud too.
Yeah, I sent you the video. He sharded himself during a press brief.
And then they push everybody out of the room. It's like the person behind him is like, the face is like melting.
He sat there in the Oval Office during a White House press briefing. You can hear him, Johnny, shart his pants. It wasn't a fart. It was a shart. You can hear it. You can hear it. And the people are rushing the press out, and he's just sitting there. And I'm like, you sat there in your own shit for how long?
But that's what I don't understand.
You sat in your own shit the whole time while they're trying.
Like, incontinence is real. You know, the older you get, the harder it becomes to hold it all in. I understand it completely, totally. If you got to wear a diaper, fine. There's no shame in that. The thing is, you're able-bodied to get up and go golf, and then you can go get up and go to the bathroom.
That's the thing, Johnny. When's the last time he's been golfing? Because it's been months.
It
has been months.
He's on shaky ground right now.
Johnny, take the booty ball. I don't have any Cheetos.
He's taking all his cognitive tests and patting himself on the back, and it's like, dude, you only take cognitive tests when you have an issue.
Okay, man, woman, camera. If they put a toilet up there, do you know what that is? You know where to do that? I guess not, because in his toilet there's documents in there. He thinks it's a library.
The ones he didn't eat. The ones he didn't eat.
Is that a closet? No, bitch, it's a bathroom. Like, what is wrong with you?
Oh my god! Oh my god! So
somebody come get him, please.
Grim Reaper, the Great Leveler.
Where his kids at? Come see about your daddy.
They don't like him either. He stinks and he shits his diapers, dude.
And they can't trust him around their kids. They can't trust him around their kids, so you know nobody.
Can you imagine the poor bastard that got on duty that had to clean that mess up after that? Oh my god, no, dude, no. It was probably running down his leg. Like he probably.
How many times have they had to reupholster his chair?
So
Melania movie, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, we how does Melania feel about her movie tanking? And Netflix is in the
got her money already.
Netflix is in the hot seat too now because they had the Michelle Obama movie Becoming, and that people started watching that in protest of the Melania. And it hit #1, and then all of a sudden Netflix stopped reporting. And people were like, we see you, so everybody started canceling their Netflix.
They said there was, one woman said they hid it because it was under kids features. It's like, what is it doing here? Instead of where, you would watch such a documentary.
So how does Melania feel about her movie tanking?
Rose smarter than Trump. I tell you, Trump and Melania together aren't a brain cell.
I would love nothing more. Universe, if you're taking requests, please listen. When all this is said and done, we better get somebody that's not Merrick Garland, because I will fucking scream. I will riot. But
Melania's up there. Somebody's trying to ask her about Epstein, and she's like, "We're here to talk about my new movie."
When
like,
all this is done, I want to see that hoe behind bars too, because my left ass cheek, you can speak 7 different languages, and you're here on Epstein visa or Einstein. That's probably why they named it Einstein, because it's Einstein, Epstein, same thing, Bitch can't even speak English, and I'm supposed to believe she speaks 7 different languages? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Here's the thing. Yes, she got her money from a church, but she's also a wannabe socialite.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't want this kind of embarrassment in your little group of friends. I get the 2 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. It was a thing to where she feels as though it didn't present well to her group of, I wouldn't even call them friends, because these type of people usually they're not friends. They're people who hang out with each other because they're all in the same economic bracket. But I don't think she cares enough to call it an embarrassment. But I think at the most, it just doesn't look good in front of her 10 of Cups, her friends, and the 2 of Swords. It just doesn't look good in front of them. But I don't really believe she cares all that much.
I don't either, Johnny. I don't. And like you said, the social circles that she runs around with, I bet you she is the butt of every freaking joke after.
Yes, buddy.
She puts the blame on Trump, the loser, because he's basically the star in the family, because people are feeling put out by him, so she's off living her luxury lifestyle. I don't think she cares. She's just blaming Trump. Like, you caused this.
I don't think she cares either, but I got something interesting. Can you see that? Man, side, clover, tree, child. She's more concerned about how this man is going to separate himself from the opportunities that he took with growing children. Oops. Oops. Mm-hmm. Which brings me to another question. And I've seen this answered, or people asking about this on TikTok. I am not a lawyer. Don't come for me if there's anybody in the chat that's a lawyer or has any experience with the law. In all those emails, there's accusations of and being buried in Zorro and in the Orange Menace's golf course behind the 9. Those are accusations. Like Jennie was saying, we don't have the 302s to see if these people actually sat down. I don't think you can take an accusation to a judge to get a warrant. No, and we know that the DOJ isn't going to touch it because they've already told you, we're not touching this.
Ivana is not the first person planted on a golf course, put it that way.
So my question is, and I'm asking if anybody, because I would think that an attorney general from the state can be like, hey, we want to look at this. There's enough credible evidence and all this stuff that's going on right now. They don't even have to dig it up. They can take cadaver dogs. They can take what are those machines called that they
ground penetrating radars and
and all that stuff, So will they look?
We asked this last week, but I want to look again. I want to see what.
Will they look in the golf courses?
Golf course and Zorro Ranch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he has a golf course here in California. He hates us so much in California, but he has the balls to put a freaking golf course here.
And plant some
people. It's a shame it didn't burn down.
I don't think so. But there's something around draining water, though. Draining water, draining a pond, draining something. There's draining water to investigate something. I don't even think he's alive, personally, at this time. So I'm not saying this can happen next week, but there's something around draining water.
They're saying in the chat that he owns some swampland in Florida.
Yeah, he's got like 35 acres or something like that. He's never developed it. It's just sitting there. It's just sitting there.
Maybe searching the water, not draining. But I heard draining the water.
Well, the other thing, Epstein's Island also had like tunnels that went out to the water too. But
I'm with you, Johnny. I think he's going to be long gone back to the mud for years before the level of everything that he's done is ever brought up. And it's going to be years. It's not going to be like he dies next week and then the following month we get no, it's going to be years of finding all this shit. Name one crime he hasn't committed. And I know you said jaywalking, but Johnny, he's broken that.
He actually did. It's on camera. Well, he jaywalked because there was a protest blocking his motorcade. And so he had to get out of the car and cross the street. Cross at the green, not in between. That's how you get a jaywalking ticket. So he actually did commit jaywalking.
And let me remind you, being here illegally is a misdemeanor. Child sex trafficking is a fucking felony.
Big time.
Okay? Just thought I'd throw that out there.
It will take an abundance of people talking and working together to get them to do an investigation on those places, because there's definitely cover-up going on. But I do get like court orders, injunctions, or whatever to to go and look.
I get that some of it is poisoned water. House, snake, stars, home, property, widespread lies. So, like I said, poisoning the water. But I don't put anything past this guy. He sat there and staged an entire assassination attempt. Somebody ended up dead. Let me wear a maxi pad on my ear for points.
Mm-hmm. Grow back limbs like when them lizards that their tail drops off.
Yeah, grow back limbs like freaking SpongeBob or some shit. You know, like, I mean, I can't with these people, dude. So,
Nikki Millinord.
Tulsi Gabbard, whistleblower. I guess she's had a whistleblower locked up behind the report, locked behind lock and key. And apparently it was a phone call conversation between foreign intelligence and someone close to Trump. And somebody blew the whistle and she took that report and hid it from Congress. And I believe that was months ago that it happened. We're just now finding out about it.
Last spring.
What was that conversation about?
And there's a man who said that because Tulsi said it's so classified that you can't show it to anybody type of thing. And the man said something being a level of classification actually makes it easier to give to someone because now you know who to give it to. If it's this level, then these people can see it. If it's this level, then these people can. This is not a situation where you have to hide it under lock and key. Like if somebody looks at it, it's going to explode. What were they talking about?
What were they talking about?
Little Russian asset, Tulsi Gabbard. Used to be on the no-fly list. Yeah, she supposedly gave it to Susie Wiles and then just dried up. Everyone's getting mad at me because I'm shaking the table when I shuffle. Trying to sleep.
That is not treason. Everybody keeps throwing that word around. Nobody knows what it means. It's not treason. It's against the Espionage Act, but it's not treason.
I get a gift from the government, from a government. Manaz is government. Gabo is gift. Hagalos is something used to destroy. So it could be like a weapons thing too, or strategy for weapons or strategy for war, something moving around. There's the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, the Star, and the Judgment. A target or targets, because it can be people in buildings or people in strategy and movement, mapping something out to the movements of something and the moving around weapons and people and targets.
What do you call the people that are put out during war? Refugees. Definitely involve Trump. But blocking communication. I'm getting about refugees because of Trump wanting to secure something new to bring him more money. I'm going to say it's either Gaza or it has something to do with Russia and Ukraine, wanting to get property that he could make lots of money off of and hide the refugees.
Can y'all see that? Can you see this bottom row?
Can't see. Tell us what the cards are, starting at the top.
Box, book, garden. They were talking about intelligence highly classified by somebody that was covert or working covertly. What do they call them? Human assets? Like spies and shit? Okay, a human asset at a large place in a network. Okay, bear, birds, stork. They were talking about an executive, someone that's in a position of power and also finances, leaving and returning. Scythe, rider, coffin. They were planning an attack on a leader, possibly shooting down an airplane here. What is this? Storks and Scythe.
Wait, stop right there. Because Trump just said the other day in that wacky press conference, he's like, I don't sleep on planes. I watch out the windows for missiles and stuff.
This is
continue.
This is leaving and returning. So see, here's the conversation, the phone call. They're talking about power and executive, finances, resources, changing, moving, improving. But this is also something that is on top of or flying. This is an action card. 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 The moving target, where's the target and where are they going to be? Okay. Because this right here is a strike to cause a death. See that? I don't know if you can see that. Scythe.
In a box spread, do you do knighting as well?
Yeah.
So the knight or the bear knight to the coffin too. So that would be the target.
Yeah. Is this they're targeting a leader. All right. So, and if you follow it this way, this sits above the bear sits above the rider. That's the leader. Spying on this person, keeping eyes on this person. There's the strike, causing a death. See the scythe, the rider, the coffin, sudden danger that's being delivered that causes losses, deaths, endings. They could have been talking about two people as well, because this is a pair. Usually, traditionally, it's a older couple, a husband and wife, older couple, but it could also be a pair. Let me see here. The fox knights to the storks, a manipulative overturning. This is some sort of social media as well, like a Facebook or something like that. The book in the garden. But there's somebody that's undercover here. The fox knights here to the rider. This is someone that's going to work. And it's also could also be a spy that's on your tail. This is shooting down something that's flying or preventing a change. Secrets revealed with the book and the scythe, sudden exposure, book and coffin. It's almost like they weren't expecting this to come out, because book and scythe is a secret or a project or knowledge that is suddenly revealed, but then it's followed by coffin. So it's either this gets out and we find out that they were planning to hit somebody or murder somebody, and that's the secret of the death comes out. But ultimately it was a hit on somebody to kill someone.
Can scythe also be an indictment?
No, because it doesn't. The letter is not there. The letter is not here to support that.
So it's not like Maduro that they
No. This is
because with your
intelligence and a strike and taking down a leader. It's specifically around a leader, and they have a tail on this person. They're spying on this person. It's in a large network. The bear and garden, a network of oligarchs and a network of powerful people. So it could be an assembly of powerful people. But there's
this would be the government, and there's your strike in the room. So I think it's somebody powerful or somebody with a position too.
And it's like they're targeting one person, and they're covertly giving information to that person.
It could be Iran, it could be Zelensky, it could be multiple people, as you said, because the birds.
Because the birds, I pulled the birds as the focus card
Sure.
because it's about the phone call and the conversations and what they were negotiating, but it's also a pair. Like I said, it could be a strike when this person is out in public, so they get more than one person. But they're giving information about the executive and where he's going to be, what they're going to be doing, and when to strike, because it's intelligence that they're sharing, which we already know that they're sharing intelligence from a human source or a spy. But there's what's weird in this thread is I don't get the snake, which would be someone that betrays. And then down the middle column, it's the book, the birds, the writer. So there's the classified information, the intelligence that's being talked about and delivered. There's a delivery of the intelligence right there.
So,
And then this could also be a committee where they're trying to figure out what the hell she's got locked up. But
committee, or could it be the GOP, like being aware?
Well, we all are now, because
We all are now, but like
maybe
maybe
the whistleblower came out and said, "Hey, I blew a whistle because somebody in Trump's circle has been sharing intelligence with the foreign government," and Tulsi Gabbard took it and hid that report for the last 8 months. But I think it's a target on a leader that they want.
Mhm.
But it's weird though. It's like, here's the thing. Zelensky already caught Trump and Trump's circle feeding intelligence to Russia.
Yep.
Because they tested them. And what they did was they gave them false information, waited, and then they said, we're going to be over here, yada, yada, yada. And where did Russia strike? Over there. And
Here's my question.
And I do think that it is Russia because of this right here. Old symbols for Russia, bear and scythe. Someone's sharing information with Russia here. And it has to do with how to kill a leader.
Especially with
or
Tulsi Gabbard in there, because she works for Russia, not us.
Here's my keep your cards out though. Here's my question.
These are symbols for Russia though. The bear and the scythe. This is also cutting off finances. So they could have also been talking about how they're manipulating Russia, but manipulating something about how they're going to cut off resources or food or power. But they're also going after a leader. But it looks like the information was being shared with Russia. And I'm only saying that because this.
Yeah.
Symbols for Russia. So,
because you said you didn't have the snake, so you can't say betrayal. So here's my question though. Like in the tarot, this is betrayal because betrayal does not come from your enemies. It comes from people you know, love, or trust, or allied with.
Exactly.
This can come from your enemies or anywhere because this is backstabbing. So how would it show up in Lenormand if, because let's say just hypothetically, it's Zelensky or somebody like that. We're not, or he's not allied with Donald Trump. So it wouldn't be betrayal. It would just be backstabbing.
It would be like dog and mountain, dog and tower, dog and scythe. So there's no friendship. There's no loyalty. The cold shoulder. We don't trust you. The fox is a card that you don't trust, but they're so good at manipulating that you don't really know that you can't trust them until you trust them. And this is also the card of a trap. As a person, place, or thing, this is also a trap. So like as a thing, this would be like a police or somewhere where there's a trap. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to go out on a limb and say Russia simply because the bear and the scythe. And the fox is work, employment, manipulation, working with Russia, working on how to cut off power, how to cut off resources, and Russia. And
which
giving Russia the target of giving Russia targets.
Mm-hmm.
And also on how for them to improve their power, their resources, their finances. And with this whole entire Epstein files thing, you done fucked up because you know who hates Russia? Poland. And you went over there and stuck your big, nasty, itty bitty little orange penis in their face. And now Poland wants to take you down with everything, you know? So Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I could be wrong,
I got that too. So we'll be wrong together.
but it's looking pretty clear.
Because I think it's not just a target, but it's like a mapping out of targets. And
Yep. It's like they're going after one leader specifically. It could be two, but they're working with Russia to go.
they did it the last time with the Soleimani guy. They just strike out of the nowhere. Boom, there he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then Iran put a hit out on you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, anywho, so the Neanderthal is out making the rounds, and by Neanderthal, I'm talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she looks like a Neanderthal. You cannot convince me she's not that person on the Geico commercial, that Neanderthal. So she's been coming out saying that MAGA is all a scam, that they don't. I know, Johnny. I know. I'm like, I'm old enough.
She said what?
Yeah, she said that MAGA is all a scam.
She's sounding very left-leaning now, and it's, you know, I remember when you voted for everything Trump wanted. I remember when you were like, it's okay. You know, she was in the meeting before January 6th. Come on. A leopard doesn't change its spots.
I'm old enough to remember when Marjorie Taylor Greene gave herself a $2-3 million PPE loan that she never paid back, on top of the 25 million that she made from insider trading. But MAGA, it's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm so confused. Give all that money back, then, girl. Give it all back. Give it all back. If you're so concerned about what a scam MAGA is.
If you're suddenly developing a conscience because of the Epstein files, give me a freaking break. He said grab him by the pussy back in 2015. Come on.
And here's the thing. How many times did Marjorie Taylor Greene say, I'm going to go out and read the names? How many times does she go out and read the names?
How does she know the names? They keep redacting them. Other than the women did testify to the committee.
That's right, lucky girl. She asked Trump for a pardon for her involvement in the January 6th thing. But now all of a sudden, MAGA is a scam.
A scam.
I mean, hell has frozen over, Johnny. I'm convinced we're living in a freaking, this is a goddamn simulation. Whoever's shaking the Etch-a-Sketch, stop. Goddamn it.
Who's she sleeping with now?
I'm so tired of this shit. But, I mean,
a scam.
Yeah,
that's a very big thing to say. I don't care how far away you are from politics anymore. That's a big thing to say.
She said it. She's been going on the media circus tour, and I don't know if it was CNN or what. I saw it on TikTok, giving an interview that MAGA is a scam, that she was scammed.
Only if somebody could have said that before.
You weren't complaining when you were in it. You were happy to take the money. You were happy to make yourself a clown and performative outrage and bully members of Congress and minors. David Hogg, didn't bother you.
Didn't hear a peep out of her when ICE first started taking people off the streets that were innocent civilians and had no criminal records and shipping them off to El Salvador. Didn't hear a peep out of her then.
Because they weren't white blonde women.
Do you guys remember when she was trying so hard to suck Trump's dick, and they were at the airport and Trump came off the thing and she was over there in her little red dress? The way I fell out when he didn't even he didn't even look at her. He just like, and she's all, like.
I wish I could have been a person who worked in her office. I'd have sat right in front of her, one of them shirts. He's just not that into you. Oh my God.
It's like, girl, he's been clowning you the whole time and you're finally getting it. You're finally getting it. You're disposable, just like everybody else is to him.
He doesn't like the smell of monostat, I guess.
And guess what? You're ugly on the inside and the outside. He doesn't want nothing to do with you. And I'm not here to talk shit about people's looks. That's
I will this time. For her, yes.
But
bad build, good body, yes.
For MAGA, for all these MAGA women, I will do it all day, every day. Laura Trump, that one girl that looks like that thing from Saw, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, like.
That's a distinctive face too, because he got them big giant things. Right.
What was his name? Jigsaw? Is it Jigsaw from that clown from Saw? That looks just like what's her face, but
Laura Loomer.
Laura Loomer. So
and lipstick on. There you go.
Oh my God. So how does MTG? What's her deal? Like, why is she really doing this?
What's her motive?
Yeah.
What's her motive? Yeah, I felt bad for Lara Trump for about 2 seconds because she offered to sing at the Turning Point USA halftime show, but they turned her. They said no.
Did they turn her down? Oh no.
Yeah, they didn't want her.
Listen, all you got to do is go to the local petting zoo. Okay, at least the goat is cuter. All right,
the goat sounds better.
Because at least it's supposed to sound like that.
Oh my God! So what's your deal?
I get Ace of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, 8 of Wands. The Moon. She is trying to sow discord and confusion. The 8 of Wands is the talking. The Moon is a plot and a scheme to muddle things to get you to believe in a different reality. Also. Dagos would be like the light, so she thinks she's trying to shed light on some things. Onsus is wisdom in Gebo reverse, which means she's trying to take away. So she's trying to eat away at the facade, which is MAGA. So all in all, she's trying to burn it all down. And you go right ahead. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? I got a match for you. I'll light it if you throw it.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, I'll bring a gasoline, a can of gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
She's a petty, bitter Betty, and I'm here for it, dude. I'm here for it.
She's dissatisfied, but she's very anxious also about things that have been blocked by Trump, and burdening things that he's burdening the courts with too. She's not done with him yet, but. Good. She's also auditioning for something. For me, ones can be like media. Like maybe she wants a podcast, or maybe she wants to go on a news channel.
Well, you ain't gonna go.
She does feel betrayed and bullied, and she's trying to get to calmer waters. But yes, she will blow everything up in the process.
I get the clover, the moon, the birds. The key to coffin. She's doing it now. She's taking the opportunity because she still wants the fame and the spotlight to speak out because her career is dead, but she's not going to get the fame and celebrity she's seeking because it ends in coffin. So she's just screaming into the wind right now at this point to the void.
She's as vengeful as Trump, so she's as bad as him, as attack, people that attack her.
This read right here says that her chances of getting the fame that she had while she aligned herself with him is done. It's not coming back. And here's the thing where she's miscalculating. You rode in on his coattails. You left, you're dead to those people. Nobody's going to come to your side because the people that didn't like you, that were the sane Republicans, don't like you because they remember you for being an asshole. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's her trying to speak out of both sides of her mouth, and it's not landing. So another reason why, okay, if I saw this, you two have to see it. You two have to hear about it, and everybody else in the chat. Because if I had to read it, you all are going to hear about it. So we can all be traumatized together. I was reading the Epstein files. There's an allegation, and this is why I started thinking they put shit in here that's not real to poison the waters. Because not only were they talking about these people chopping off people's feet and torturing them, there is an email between Epstein, and I think it was Bannon, that Nikki Haley sucked Trump's dick. I know that's a lie. I know that is a lie. I know that look, I don't like Nikki Haley. Can't stand her, but I don't think she's a Caroline Leavitt or what was her name? That other lady that used to be the press secretary in his first term. She ain't one of them. Yeah. Yeah. That tiny. So that's why when I saw that, I was like, this is all bullshit. Like first it was the feet murdering people, and then the second one was that accusation. I was like, they poisoned the water. They poisoned the well. So
I would believe Vivek Ramaswamy did before her.
Yeah, because it was between Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon that Nikki Haley sucked Trump's dick. And how I know that that's made up, Nikki Haley hates Trump. Yeah, she'll to try for her own ambitions, but she's not going to go there. And Steve Bannon hates her. So
he's got a thing for Nikki names to begin with the N. Nicki Minaj, Nikki Haley, Nikki.
Listen, if I had to read it, you all have to hear about it. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. It's like book club, except it's like emails.
So Nikki Monica Lewinsky Haley. Oh my God. I mean, does he at least change his diapers before he does stuff?
Dude, all I keep thinking about is that press briefing where he's clearly shit his pants and he's all. And I'm like, I don't even want to know the mess of cleaning diapers right now and who's got to clean you up. You're just sitting in it. Like, you're just sitting in it. Like, that's just gross, man. That's just gross. Like, at least go to the bathroom and clean yourself off. No, he sat in it. He sat in it in his own filth.
This is an ism thing. The Five of Pentacles is like a bigotry of some sort. So I think this is more of an attack than a reality. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords is often the victim of childish males making up rumors and things of that nature because she can be a bit cold. And so she's the one to ignore the cat call and all that type of stuff because she has dignity and grace. And so, you ugly anyway, then type of thing. So I think it's not true. I think it's more with the Five of Pentacles, it's more based on an ism. They don't like her because she's a brown person too.
Yeah.
It's
Nimarata.
You know how they planted, we got that they did plant stuff in it. This is planted stuff to trap her in something. It's propaganda. It's not true. It's
Trump's not in the files, but the one time his political opponent was sucking his dick.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I mean, come on.
She actually was more popular than him.
I mean, you can get me to believe it if she was 13 then.
So they're like trying to combat that and everything. And I actually get this will be exposed because it's bullying, it's propaganda, it's garbage. Didn't happen.
The same thing. It didn't happen. They planted it to sow division, to burden her and make people look crazy, look anxious, crazy.
Because God forbid the
mental health issues.
Yeah, God forbid we have a female president on either side because these guys are so anti-women.
You know what? There's a story. I don't know if y'all remember this. Those who lived in infomercial land like I did because I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning. There was a man named Don LaPrey who used to do a infomercial selling tiny classified ads. And all you had to do was call in and get his money system on how to sell tiny classified ads. If Nimarata would have done such a thing, this is what she should have done. Don LaPrey got caught in his pyramid scheme, basically. And then he ran and he hid in a gym and stabbed himself in the groin trying to kill himself over and over and over and over again because he was trying to to nick an artery or a vein or something or anything.
So he stabbed his dick, dude, like over and
A
over
bunch of
again.
times to try to die. So I'm just saying, if you were to ever go down there, then maybe there's your inspiration.
Speaking of unaliving themselves, I just saw the most disturbing thing ever.
I'm just saying, if you need inspiration, there you go. Over and over again. Pow, pow.
So, anyways, but that's all we got for tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll be on Johnny's channel next week.
Will we?
On that guy right there. That guy right there with his pretty glasses.
Or craziness coming out. We got an eclipse coming up. I mean, the astrology is insane right now.
Dude,
January was a precursor for February. February is going to really be crazy.
Hear me out. If there's a fucking zombie apocalypse or I'm gonna be at home reading my books with my snacks and my dog. I'm gonna be fine. I don't go out. I don't want to talk to people. When everything goes to hell, I'll be indoors eating my snacks, minding my business. Like,
go watch the Olympics. Enjoy.
Read a book.
Cheer our team on because Trump's not. He's bad mouthing one of our Olympic.
And you know what? He's probably on like 24-hour, 24/7 supervision. Like, no. They should take him to the Olympics and just let him wander off so he can get lost and he never comes back. Oh my God. So he just wanders off and never comes back. Like, please.
We'll put him in the catacombs.
I mean, come on. But that's all I got, y'all. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. It's great to see everybody again. My computer's working, obviously. So, peace out, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.